Ranjit sir, as the title suggests and as the Twitter caption suggested, half spaces. So, in layman's terms, for footballing dimwits like me who doesn't understand much of the things, so what is basically a half space?
Okay, so half spaces come from the German term Halbrum. Halbrum basically means the magic space. Now, see, why? Because the kind of variable and probabilities you have. See, football is all a game of half probabilities and variabilities. Now, as you very nicely pointed out, so as you can see, we always have two half spaces, and the advantages of being in half space. Okay, so you see, why not being on the other side on the wing or being in the center? How is that better? Because see, you not even going towards the goal, but look at it, man. He's not even, because if you see the half space, it ends when the first pole of the other side starts, and it's on both the sides. See, when you're in half space, what are you facing? It's about your vision. And when you look at the vision, when you're looking at a football field and you're looking at it from front, when you're in the half space, the options you have are the options that matter. For example, when you are in the half space on the right side, the options you have are passing options to the center, passing options to the other wing, and shooting options in the center. Whereas, if you are in any other space, you're limited to only one option. When you're in half spaces, you have all the options which matter available. So they did, how did this half space come about? They actually did a survey, they did a study in the English Premier League and then the German Premier League. And they saw that maximum number of assists and the maximum number of goals came from half spaces. Even though they are not aligned with the goal, the most important place to be was that. So in fact, we actually used this. Jan Law and me came up with this plan, and that's why I consider Jan a great coach, much ahead of his time, because at 26 he was talking about half spaces with the team, and when you saw that being implemented, the two people who could take the best way from half spaces was Sanju Pradhan and Calvin Lobo. And both of them had played for India and played a long time, and he had Under Ali Senior as well. And I asked them that, you've been with such great coaches in India, you've been such foreigners as well, you know what half space is. Unfortunately, they didn't. The first time they came to know and talk about half space was here. And when the world footballers started talking about it, is because Man City is the best example of using half space. Liverpool is the best example. Before that was Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich. So it's all about positional play. Why does Man City? If this is channels of broader terms. See, like Deepak Sahu is asking, this is what we call a channel. No, channels are basically just spaces which you have to run between players. You find a channel and you run. Whereas half space is a defined space, which can only be that space, which is starting from the start of your D box till the time where it ends on the first pole, and on the other side, starting from the first pole to the end of the D box. I will share documents with me which will talk about the vision. So when you're standing here and when you're looking straight, the vision is only 180 degrees. So you basically can only see the goal right from the beginning, right from here. Whereas you can't see what's happening here. Whereas when you're in a half space, I can see the goal. Here, what I can't see doesn't matter because I don't want to see what's going on in the wing, on the other wings. If you can see me, on the other wing side, I don't need to see. I need to see what's happening in the goal, what's happening on the wing, what's happening right next to me. So one option, second option, third option. And the main thing is I have the goal right in front of me. And that's where all the best chances are made from. So when Man City started exploiting the half space so well, they started dominating football. And they started dominating football in a way like Liverpool or these teams. All these teams have dominated, and they've dominated because of the use of the half space. Now, when you say what is half space, basically also when you're talking about Man City and pyramids, It's not just pyramids or basically triangles, it's positional play. And it's all about not having a fixed position. That means you cannot now tell your right back that you can only be a right back and you can only be moving in that channel, like you were saying, in that channel of space. Whereas a right back should move into where? Into space. Wherever he finds space. So where will he not find space? Well, the defined logic of right back is that if a right back is going to overlap, then he is going to be cut off by their left winger or their left back. Okay? That's already done. That is why the right back needs to move inside as an inverted fullback and exploit that space. Again, we did that this year in the I-League. First time ever we played both with inverted fullbacks. Now what happens there is, the whole point of football is, see, when you're defending, you say you want to be compact, you want to be compact, you want to be compact. Imagine if in attacking you are compact like this, the space, where do you need space? You need space up front. You don't need your defenders to be in space. That's the whole point, because they say that if you get your fullbacks inside, if they are inverted, then who will give the width? The width is not required here. The width is required up front with Sterling and the ones up front. The width is not. Why? Because if you lose the ball, you are already in a correct shape, all compact right at the back. With Laporte and Fernandinho, and you got Walker, and these guys are the main playmakers. Now these guys, normally what does a right back or left back do? They go up and overlap, okay? Or some of the good ones, they might just come in and give a cross, okay? Whereas what do we want these guys to do? Their job is to go in and give penetrative passes to your middlemen or to your forwards. Their job is to go up and take shots into the goal. You've seen the best in the world, the best right backs and left backs are the ones who start scoring goals. That's why you see Walker going up right in the middle and going up and taking shots. And that's why he's known as one of the best. And the same way, when you've got inverted fullbacks and you've got your width is with who? Width is with your wingers. Now, when you say wingers, it's a very deceptive term. They're not wingers. Messi is not a winger, but Messi plays on the wing. Big difference. Ronaldo is not a winger. He plays on the wing. He's there to provide space. So what does he do? He cuts in and then either gives the ball or takes a shot and goal. Eventually, you have to have three forwards, not just one forward and two wingers to provide space, to provide crosses to this middle guy. No, this guy is also a goal scorer, this guy is a goal scorer, this guy is a goal scorer. He's added up by my two attacking midfielders who are going to be playing in the half spaces, attacking midfielders. They're going to be backed up by my two fullbacks who are going to be right behind them and also coming in and taking shots. So you've got a team space which is team shape, which is like this and then opening up like this. Not like this in the front and in the back. Why? One fucking long ball kills them. Because they are, when you're building up, so normal football says when you're building up, then all your fullbacks should be in space, everybody should be in space. That happens if you lose the ball, you are giving them the opportunity, you're screwed. And nowadays you lose the ball more in build-up because counter-pressing is there. How to counter-pressing is if you play with inverted fullbacks. Because if you got inverted fullbacks, even if you lose the ball, you've got three people to immediately press. And you're already compact because you've got a fullbacks, you've got a defensive midfielder in front of them, then you've got your two centre-backs behind them. So you've got double protection. And you're already compact. Where you don't need to be compact is up front, where you're providing space. So, Thierry Henry went to Barcelona. There's a very good documentary, people should go see it, and now they're on Discovery. Take the ball, pass the ball, take the ball, pass the ball. So Thierry Henry went to Barcelona and he says, when you go to Barcelona, everybody's a star there. But then you come to know that, you don't have to play for yourself. Even when you've been taken in Barcelona because of your skills as an individual, but they want you to come and use those individual skills to make the team better. He says, all I had to do, I used to be making those runs 30 times and I used to get the ball once. But because I used to be making those runs 30 times, Eto'o used to get that guy dragged away from me. The point of the winger is not only just to make runs, is to give space to other people. So if you're playing a 4-3-3, okay, and you have this guy sticking to his next to the winger, the strikers, both sides. You just made it easy for the defense. Why? Because their 4 defenders will be on you like this. Okay? So you made them compact, you made their jobs easy. Whereas this guy should be on the width, extreme width. This guy on the other extreme width. So now these 4 guys have an option. Now, if they leave that guy empty, they're fucked. So if this guy goes and covers him, this guy goes and covers him, you've just left one striker with 2 people here and one-on-one there. So that means a Thierry Henry guaranteed or a quick winger will beat that left back right now and make it a 2-on-2. And that guy coming in with a third man run, make it 3-on-3. So it's all about overloading. And you have to use the space. And unless you use the space, you're never going to be getting it. So I don't like what Pep Guardiola says, all the greatest coaches say, there is no position in football these days. You are not a right back, you're not a left back. You start your attack with your goalkeeper. You start your defense with your striker.